Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today I'm going to talk about being right, which connects a little bit to yesterday's session, which was about a reality check. But I really want to hone in on being right, mainly because I've spent most of my life being right. If I look back with my, obviously through the lens of life right now, I can see all the places I've caused distress, mostly for myself, through being right. But it is what it is. I could only know what I knew then, and I know something different now. It still doesn't mean that I don't often get caught up in being right, because I do. Like, that still happens a lot. But it's, I guess, I start it and then I don't finish it quite so much, or I finish it earlier, I stop. I don't stay caught up in it quite as long as I used to. So today I'm sharing some things that I've seen about being right, and how it creates our experience, I suppose, really. So when we express an opinion, when we think we're right about something, somebody behaves in a way that we don't think is right, or they say something we don't think is right, or they make a decision we don't think is right. How we're seeing that is being created, first of all, being created fundamentally through our perspective of life, our conditioned thinking, what we learned to be true over, particularly in the formative years, particularly when we were very young. So that lens is a lens through which we look at their wrongness or perceived wrongness and our rightness. And really, the way this has helped me to just hold it a little less tightly, and therefore not get quite so caught up in it, is realizing that when I think I'm right, that isn't even something that I made up myself. That is the thinking that I have inherited from my parents and teachers and people who were around me when I was a child, who inherited it from their parents and teachers and people around them when they were a child, who inherited from the previous generation and previous generation. So that what's quite fun about this is that you can consider that, and something that I think is right now is probably rooted in the opinion of my great, add as many greats as you like, grandparents. And yet I'm holding it dearly as if it's the truth. Fundamentally, thought is not what we're made of, but it's the thing that is so powerful, thought and consciousness together, making that whole thing look utterly, utterly real. So that's the first thing, is, and when we realize that, it doesn't make us, like, you might think that's, oh my God, nothing, nothing, I'm not right about anything, it's all nothing, it's all made up, it's all conditioned thinking. Well, it is, but that doesn't, to me, seem to break the foundations of life as you might think it would. It doesn't do that. But it does bring some relief from being right, because it turns out that the second thing I've noticed is that holding on very tightly to my rightness feels flipping awful. It creates an uncomfortable feeling inside me. It makes me shouty and ranty. It generally puts and this is the thing that's important, really, fundamentally, is that it puts my body into a state of stress. And that can't be good for us. Really getting caught up in what on earth is that stupid person doing? Why are they behaving like that? Why have they said that? Why are they doing that? Why have they made that decision? And getting myself wound up about it. And not just me, by the way, you too, creates a horrible feeling. It's not good for us to keep putting ourselves into that state of stress over and over again by being right and ranting about the people who are wrong. And the third thing is realizing that that's how everybody's functioning. When somebody does something, they're doing what makes sense to them based on their conditioned thinking, and then it's your conditioned thinking saying that it's wrong and you're right. And the comedy is that's like my great grandparents rowing with somebody else's great grandparents in our heads. That's what it's actually like. That's, when you think about it, that's really what it is. It's my conditioned thinking looking at your conditioned thinking and go, ooh, that's not okay. That's not right. And what happens when fundamentally we believe we are right and other people are wrong, is that we put ourselves into a disconnect with other human beings. We are all connected to each other. And it's only our conditioned thinking that separates us. And when we think our thinking's real, when we think we're right, when we think it's us against them, we create that disconnect. We lose our compassion because we can't see in any way, shape or form that the other person could be right. We're probably both not right, by the way, but because, who knows what's right? But we can't know, because we're just running a program. We're running a program that we didn't write. Sorry, folks. I know that can sound a little bit confronting, but you are. But the wonderful thing is that your feelings are not just banging you on the shoulder, hitting you around the head with a baseball bat. Literally, your feelings are going, hello, you're this thing about you being right, it's hurting you. It's uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying that this is an end to all expressions of things that we don't like. If somebody is fundamentally behaving in a way that you don't like, that you don't want around you, when you are calmer, i.e. not so caught up in right, but caught up more in preference, I would prefer, I don't know that I'm right, but I actually just prefer this person didn't belch in my face. I don't know why that came up just then, but it did. I prefer this person didn't keep belching in my face. I don't know whether, maybe in some cultures, I know quite well actually that belching is a sign of gratitude for the meal that's been served. So, but I don't particularly like it. So I'm going to say it from not this place of being right, but from this place of being, do you know what? I prefer it if you didn't burp in my face. Is that okay? and then we can move ourselves away if we don't like it. Or we can spend less time with that person if they refuse to stop doing it. But that doesn't have to be underpinned by us being right. It just doesn't. I'm sharing this with you, and still, I still have my moments of being right. So, just get curious. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.